Look who I found here at the Make Lab at YouTube Space LA. It's Pattiewack.
I'm so excited, Tiffany.
Oh my gosh. Pattie and I go back many years.
More than we probably want to tell people, right?
I know. The Aline's Creative Living fans are going to love to see that you are here.
Thank you. Oh, I'm very excited. And you know, we don't get to tell our story very often because we don't meet up with all that many people that remember what our roots are.
I know. So talking about roots, I want to get into painting because I'm trying to fill an art wall at my studio.
Awesome.
And I want it to be all hearts. So can you paint some hearts along
I
with me?
can definitely paint
and
hearts.
we will chat. So go ahead and get started. And I'm actually finishing up the heart that I started with Crafty Chica.
Awesome.
So she inspired me to add more details.
Love her.
So, Pattie, I don't even remember the year that it was when we first met. Do you remember which year?
I have a feeling it was around 94.
Okay.
You were still taping up at the ranch there in the Santa Ynez Hills.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So we started doing segments together. And Pattie would come into the studio, and you were a breath of fresh air.
Oh, Tiffany.
We always knew that giggles were in store when you were arriving on the scene.
My creativity, I feel like, came from my roots. As we were talking, my parents, they were always makers. My mom and dad were always doing something like refurnishing a bedroom suit, you know, painting it and sanding it and doing things to it. I don't think we had anything that was brand new. It was always repurposed somehow.
So it was a total lifestyle for you to be creative.
It
because it was
was.
necessity.
It was a necessity. My dad's a Pentecostal preacher, and he's retired now. We didn't have much, and I have a story I would like to tell you, if you don't
good.
mind.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Sure.
well, I have been telling this story recently because people have been asking me, how has creativity changed you? And I remember this from whenever I was a little bitty girl. My dad would go to nursing homes on Sunday afternoon, and he'd take me because I could play the piano. So I'd play the piano and sing for those folks. And so they would gather around the room, and we would sing and talk, and we didn't have hardly any money. And my mom insisted that we get something for all these ladies at Christmas time. So she went to the store, and she bought this big bag of washcloths. She brought those home, and she fashioned them into little washcloth house shoes. And then she had me make pom-poms. So I put those on the toes of the pom-poms, and we took them back, and we gave those to all the ladies.
Well, no wonder pom-poms mean so much to you. I had never heard this story.
You haven't?
Oh,
Well,
I'm not.
and then now I have the Pattiewack pom-pom and tassel tools, and you know, I really didn't even make that connection until a couple of weeks ago, that's why it was so meaningful for me.
This is all about speaking from the heart, and that's what I love about connecting like this.
It's very real for me.
It is,
absolutely
isn't it?
is. Mm-hmm.
So I want to let all of the Cool to Craft fans know where they can find you on YouTube and also your website. So
Well,
go ahead.
my YouTube site is Pattiewack Designs.
And go ahead and spell that.
It's Pattiewack. And I have a blog spot and a website, pattiewack.com. You can find me on Facebook and all those important places. So I just enjoy being creative.
So what's the most important bit of advice to give to other creative women and anything, you know, those who may think they're creative or not creative? What bit of advice would you have for someone who's maybe just starting out on a creative journey, or those who are on the journey?
I think I don't want to sound sappy, but I really believe we just need to come from our heart. Just be who we are and not question that. Yes.
How are you coming with your artwork? You want some more time?
I want to write on here. I'm going to write on here, if it's worth doing abundantly.
Love it.
Okay?
Thank you so much for dropping by in the Make Lab today.
you.
This has been such fun. Big hug and big kisses for Pattiewack.
And everyone out there.
Yeah. And I'm Tiffany Windsor,
I'm Pattiewack.
and we think it's cool to craft.